Okay, folks, ready to trade in this February freeze for something a little more tropical?
Sounds good to me.
All right, so today we're taking a deep dive into life in Thailand.
Excellent.
Yeah, and you guys sent in some really interesting sources for this one. I think we're going to go way beyond, just your typical beaches and temples kind of stuff.
Definitely. I mean, we'll definitely touch on those, but yeah, I think we can get a little deeper into what daily life is like for people in Thailand.
Yeah, exactly. Get into like the culture and the feel
Also
of it.
yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, right off the bat, one thing that really stood out to me in reading through these sources is how important Buddhism is in Thailand.
Absolutely.
It's like everywhere,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's not just the temples. It's like little shrines, on street corners and the monks walking around.
Yeah, you see the monks every morning collecting alms and, it's ingrained in their daily life. It's not just, it's something you see on Sundays.
Yeah, exactly.
It informs, their social interactions and how they treat one another. It's pretty fascinating.
Yeah, and that respect that you see for the monks also extends to like elders and the royal family.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, respect is a huge part of Thai culture. I mean, much more so than you see in a lot of Western cultures.
Yeah, for sure. So, okay, let's be honest here. When I say Thailand, what's the first thing that pops into your head?
Oh, for me, it's got to be the food.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Thai food is like world famous for a reason, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, pad Thai, green curry, everyone knows those. But there's so much more to it than that,
Oh, yeah.
Like, you got to get out of those touristy restaurants and try the street food.
The street food, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. The street food is incredible. I mean, it's like every corner you turn, there's something else amazing and like so cheap.
So cheap.
It's crazy.
I know. One night, I was in this night market in Bangkok, and I found this stall selling these like little coconut pancakes.
Oh, wow.
Cooked over charcoal, and they were filled with this sweet corn mixture. And it was just so simple, but so good.
No, man, now I'm getting hungry.
I know, right?
All right, well, speaking of things that are tempting, one thing that I think a lot of people are drawn to with Thailand is the cost of living.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially compared to, the U.S. or Europe, it's so much more affordable.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, you can get an apartment in Chiang Mai for just a few $100s a month.
Yeah.
Or like a delicious meal for a couple of bucks. It's crazy.
Okay. I mean, it's definitely a big draw for retirees or, digital nomads, people looking to kind of stretch their budget.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And we can't talk about Thailand without talking about the weather.
Oh, the weather. Yeah.
I mean, especially this time of year, right? It's like the opposite of what most of us are dealing with right now.
Yeah, right now in February.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's tropical, so it's hot and humid, but they do have 3 distinct seasons: hot, rainy, and cool.
Okay.
But even the cool season, it's still like average temperatures in the 70s.
Oh, wow. So it's really paradise.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And the landscapes are just as diverse as the climate, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you've got everything from jungles and waterfalls to beaches and coral reefs.
Amazing. Speaking of getting around, I was picturing myself, zipping around in a tuk-tuk.
Oh, yeah, the tuk-tuks. Those are classic.
Is that like the main way to get around, or are there other options too?
Well, it depends where you are. I mean, in Bangkok, they have a really modern SkyTrain and subway system.
Okay.
But in other cities, you're more likely to see songthos, which are like these pickup trucks with benches in the back.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's always the tuk-tuks, which are always an experience.
So what's it like riding in a tuk-tuk? Like, is it kind of crazy?
It's definitely an adventure.
Okay.
You're weaving through traffic, the wind's in your hair, the sights and the smells. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, it sounds pretty wild.
Okay.
Okay, so one thing I know some people might be wondering about is the language barrier.
Right.
Like, is English spoken much in Thailand?
You'll find that in tourist areas and bigger cities, English is pretty common.
Okay.
But if you're venturing off the beaten path, you might need a few basic Thai phrases.
Yeah, that's always a good idea to learn a few phrases, wherever you travel.
Absolutely. It shows respect and, helps you connect with the locals.
Yeah, for sure. Did the sources mention anything about healthcare in Thailand?
Yeah, actually, Thailand has a really good healthcare system, especially the private hospitals.
Okay.
They offer really high quality care at a much lower cost than what you'd find in Western countries.
Oh, wow. That's good to know.
Yeah, but it's still important to do your research, understand how the system works and look into insurance options.
Yeah, good advice. Okay, so back to some of the fun stuff. These festivals in Thailand sound incredible.
Oh, yeah, they're amazing.
Like Songkran the Thai New Year. Sounds like a giant water fight.
It pretty much is, yeah. It's all about cleansing and renewal, washing away the bad luck from the previous year.
So people are just like out in the streets throwing water at each other.
Pretty much, yeah. There's music and dancing and everyone's just having a good time.
That sounds like a blast. And then there's Loy Krathong, the Festival of Lights, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where they release these little floating baskets with candles in them.
Yeah, they're called krathongs, and they're decorated with flowers and incense, too.
Oh, wow.
And they release them onto the rivers and lakes. It's really beautiful.
Oh, I bet.
It's meant to honor the water spirits and symbolize letting go of negativity and making wishes.
It's really cool how spirituality is like so intertwined with everyday life in Thailand.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. You know, you can experience that ancient culture alongside the modern world.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so what about you? Which aspect of life in Thailand, like, really stood out to you?
I don't know. It's hard to choose. There's so much to love about Thailand. I think for me, it's that combination of the natural beauty, the delicious food, and the welcoming culture.
Yeah, it's definitely a special place. So for everyone listening, what about you? What's calling your name in Thailand? Is it the street food scene, the beaches, the temples? Let us know. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, and while you're dreaming of those coconut pancakes and floating lanterns, we'll be getting ready for our next deep dive.
And you're not going to want to miss this one.
Yeah.
We're going to be exploring the world of artificial intelligence. It's going to be a fascinating look into the future. So until then, stay curious.
And keep exploring.